Hi guys, it's Mrs. Davis. So this is Google Docs Beta Bear. We are going to look at using Google Docs to create a table today. I'm a big fan of tables. I use them a lot. If I need to do math in them, I usually go to Google Sheets. But if it's just a matter of setting up a schedule or something like that, often I will use tables in Google Docs. So, for example, I went ahead, again, I have my name, the date, and the class period. On the right-hand side, I used my right align tool to do that. I'm going to hit enter to get to the next line. But this time I want to go ahead and put a title on here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit center. I'm going to make my title a little bigger, bold, get rid of this highlight. Not sure why that's there. And we're just going to call this schedule. Now, right now, my font is at 18 point and it is bold. If I insert a table right now, it will have that exact same font. So I don't want such a big font in there, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the bold, drop this back down to 12. Now I'm going to do my table. So table is nice and easy to find, has its own spot. I'm going to say table, insert table, and I'm going to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice it gives me the numbers right there at the bottom. And I'm just going to start with 2 rows. It's very easy to add rows. Harder to add columns, easier to add rows. All right? So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns and just 1, 2 rows. So oftentimes my students forget which ones are columns and which ones are rows. Remember that columns are what hold up the porch on the house. They have to go up and down. So just an easier way to remember it. So let's say I'm doing some sort of a schedule here, and across the top maybe I want to go ahead and put Monday. Oops. Now when I want to go to the next one, I could use my mouse and just click over here, but that means taking my hands off the keyboard every time I want to move from box to box or from cell to cell. Those are the actual names. So if my mouse is here, I'm going to use my tab, T-A-B, my tab key, to move over to the next box. So here I can do Tuesday, tab Wednesday, tab Thursday, and then tab Friday. Now when I hit tab again, it's going to take me to the next row and to the next cell. All right, so tab, and there we go. Now, this time I'm going to use some names. Let's say, I don't know, I'm making these up. Audrey. Now I can use tab again. Now watch what happens when I use tab. I can go right through these, tab. Now watch what happens when I hit tab again. It's going to add a row. So really easy to add rows, a little harder to add columns. So I can do Audrey, I'm going to use Tom, Molly, and Brian, and Clancy. All right, so now let's say I want to do like a work schedule. And so from Audrey is going to be 8 to 4 p.m. a.m. Oops, there we go. And let's say I know I'm going to use that shift over and over again. I'm just going to copy that, Control C to copy. And Audrey is going to do that all week long. So I'm going to highlight all 4 of those and do Control V to paste. So now all of those are highlighted for Audrey. Tom is going to do 12 to 8. And he's going to do that all week. So I'm going to Control C, highlight all of these, Control V to paste. All right. So we'll just make this easy. He's going to do the same shift and copy, paste, and paste. All right, so my table is filled out. Now I want to make my table look a little nicer. I can highlight my whole top row, bold, can center it. I can change the size of it within that box. Oh, that didn't work out real well. We'll do that one. It's a little better. I can do the same thing here, where I might want to make them bold and center that as well. And I might want to center all of these. So I can highlight and do big changes. Now, a lot of times I find it very difficult to look at these kinds of schedules. And so what I will do is I will change the color of each row. So how do we do that? Right up here we have our paint tool. And I can just pick a color, and there we go. And maybe we just do every other one so it's easier to read. Another thing I can do is I can highlight, and I can change the color of the lines if I want to. Or I can change the thickness of the lines. It didn't work out for my Wednesday one. There we go. So there's a lot of things that you can do to personalize your work. And there we have a table. So I like to use tables for a lot of different things. There are a lot of things that you can do also if you go right up here to table, insert row above, insert row below, insert columns, delete rows, delete columns, delete the whole table. Table properties will basically do the same things that I just showed you over here. You can grab these and move your column widths around, and the same with your row widths. So lots of things you can do with a table. Go ahead and give it a shot, and try to recreate the table provided for you in the Beta Bear Academy page. Have fun.